And like when you think about her history in the DC universe and like kind of what they've built up, it doesn't really make sense for the character. Like she says this one comment, she's like, "Oh, Atlanteans can be tricky. We gotta be careful around them." Girl, which Atlanteans do you know? And then she's like, "Oh, just calling Superman Kal-El willy nilly. You don't know this man, girl.
She trying to put on.
Like
Like she know everything.
Kal-El, Kal-El. You met him like 10 minutes before he died. Like what?"
All right, cool. All right, everybody.
Hello.
What's up? What's up? Welcome back to another relaunch. I am LZ.
I am Keenan.
How are you doing today, Keenan?
I'm doing well. Well, I'm okay, but I'm not well.
That's okay.
So my gym shoes got ruined. Long
What the
story.
hell?
We won't get into it, but they got ruined. And so I recently ordered some new ones. I ordered two new pairs, one for running and one for weight training. They were supposed to arrive yesterday. I've been out of the gym all week.
Mm.
And so today was supposed to be like my rebirth with my new shoes.
Come on, Rebirth.
They did not arrive. They did not arrive on time. So that happened, but it was okay because we had some stuff to do. I had some things to read and some things to watch, which I know we're going to talk about.
Yes, we did. We had a lot of good stuff. I've also been out of the gym all week, but that was a conscious decision.
Ooh, I respect that.
I had a bunch of stuff to read though, so let's get into it.
Okay.
First up is Nightwing number 78. So this is brand new.
Yeah.
From Tom
Oh, this
Taylor.
is the new run.
Yes,
It
brand
started.
new run
Okay.
with Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo. And I know you're not a Nightwing fan like that, so I will take it from here.
Okay. Well, to be fair, I was going to pick it up.
Okay.
I was going to try it out because I tend to like Tom Taylor and I really like Bruno Redondo's art. I just didn't realize it came out this week.
There was a lot that went on this week, so I'll allow it. The art was fantastic. Like just to get that like out the way, like Bruno Redondo's art is amazing. The colors on this was I'm not exactly sure who the colors were, but the colors were Adriano Lucas, and I don't think I've ever really read stuff with his kind of coloring in it before, but the way that they complemented each other was fantastic. Like he really does well with like blending like very warmer colors and stuff together. So a lot of really cool sunrise shots, of the city. And so yeah, automatic, like the art, amazing.
Okay.
Tom Taylor has a thing where he just really understands like a character. And
he gets really deep into like the core of what they're supposed to be about and like just goes crazy with it.
Exactly. And I feel like the core of Nightwing and Dick Grayson is just like his kindness and like his like perseverance and his like he's gonna help people out. Like that's just what he is,
Yeah.
And he's kind of like the face of like justice and like he wants to be a hero and stuff. And you really feel that in this. There's a lot of heart in this book. There's a cute little dog that Dick saves at the beginning of the story.
Well,
and
of course he saves the dog.
There's always a dog. And is it a gimmick? Yes. Did I fall for it?
Of course he saves a dog.
I did. He saves his cute dog. And you kind of just see like a little bit more of Nightwing's history. Like when he was kind of growing up, he was always kind of saving the underdog and helping out. A kid is getting bullied and, Dick as a kid kind of steps in. Him and Babs, anyway, they were like, how they were childhood friends or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a little bit of flashbacks to that. This story overall, like you really get a sense of where Tom Taylor is kind of going to take this. The art and stuff is super dynamic, but the writing you really feel is like introverted into Dick Grayson's head. And I like that a lot. Normally when you get like a new creative team on something, I try to catch up with the other stuff before.
I don't think you so my thing with Nightwing is I know a lot of people like him, like a lot. But it's like interesting because I've never really seen good things said about his comic book runs themselves. Like I know a lot of people weren't really into the whole the whole like Rick Grayson thing that happened.
That's what made me get off.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I know a lot of people didn't really like. I think it was like Agent 13 or something like that. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's like I always hear like everyone say, "Oh yeah, I really like Nightwing," but then it's like when you hear about his books, it's like, "Oh, I don't like his books."
He's got a complicated history with runs. It's not that they, and I don't know how Tom Taylor's gonna do with this. We'll see. There's some kind of like villain that's kind of overarching that I've seen that's gonna come out of this, but supposedly like he's gonna be dealing with the daughter of the guy who murdered his parents. So in this book, you learn about who killed his parents. You know that I think it was Tony Rucco was his name, and his daughter ends up like the mayor of the city or something, and she of Bloodhaven, and she is not a great lady. She some very also shady people. So I'm excited to kind of see where that stuff kind of goes, because a lot of his runs before, they never really push Nightwing forward. It's like you get a lot of this heart and you get a lot of Dick, but the story's just like, I don't know, they just be there. It's never like anywhere. But I'm hoping with this one there's like a little bit more like finesse to his story and some more exciting things that comes out of it. He is a little bit of this is feeling like, that Hawkeye, Matt Fraction, we're peeling back the part of you being a superhero. We're going to see you like be living in your apartment and stuff.
Everyday regular guy.
Yeah. And you get a little bit of that. You learn that Alfred, I think he died. I don't know how he died because I wasn't keeping up with the Batman.
I did hear that Alfred is dead now. That's like a big thing.
And he left Dick like a shit ton of money. And like a lot of money. So Dick is...
So Alfred was rich?
Yeah, because he was like, he had like Wayne stocks and all this other kind of stuff. Like,
yes, just, Alfred. He said,
okay. He said, I'm putting some on the side.
Right. He said, I know. He said, don't think I'm just changing these sheets for nothing.
I know, that's right.
Okay.
Shit. Oh no. So he like leaves Dick a lot of money in this like really, really heartfelt note that's about how like Dick is just a great person. Like he's just a good person. And he's like, I want you to like continue being that good. And you make me proud. Like, and he called him like his son. So Dick is extremely wealthy. He bought this entire like apartment complex, like a whole block. Because and it's like his like lair or whatever. So you're gonna get a little bit of that in this going forward. Probably him, living out of his apartment and stuff. I'm definitely gonna be in. I would give this book a I'd give it a solid 4 out of 5 for sure.
Okay. Do we see any of the like, does he have a supporting cast?
So far, it's literally just him and his dog.
Okay.
I mean, that's really just Nightwing and his dog. And that's the thing with Nightwing. He doesn't ever really have like major supporting casts in his books. If anything, it's like just other characters coming in and like, because everybody likes Dick Grayson or like Nightwing. So, you'll get Starfire to come in, or you'll get Red Arrow to come in for a bit or something. A bunch of cameos. And then they just leave. It's mostly just him by himself. But now it's dog. Right. He doesn't ever have a big supporting cast. He probably needs to.
I was about to say, maybe that's what it is, what he needs to kind of like ground some of these stories, so he's not constantly bouncing around from Rick to Agent 13 to Nightwing to Dick.
Well, I wonder what would happen if you gave Nightwing a sidekick. him.
I mean, I feel like they tried that when they like had him be Batman and like Damian was his Robin.
Oh, yeah. Well, I meant like Nightwing, a sidekick, like him as himself, where he's not feeling someone else's mantle, he's doing his own, and he has to take on somebody else now.
Like someone aspiring to be Nightwing.
To be Nightwing, yeah.
Ooh, maybe. I don't know. Nightwing's just so.
I know you don't see it.
Let me read the
book first. Anyway, okay. Up next is Justice League number 59. Now, I did not read this.
You didn't read this?
I did not know.
Why did you not? It's a new Justice League. What do you mean?
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Honestly, so it's Bendis and Marquez.
Okay, two people I do like. Marquez is fantastic art. I love his art.
Like stunning. The book looks stunning. Like fantastic. It was the
only good thing about Civil War 2.
Yeah, that's about right. But so they kind of like launch off into this book. So the story's like very straightforward. It's kind of like Bendis at a very decompressed level. He is kind of just like forming the Justice League, basically. This villain pops up out of nowhere. He attacks these people. Shazam. No, he's just going by Adam at this moment.
Okay.
But Shazam is there, and he's kind of like, he saves the guy. He starts fighting him. Then the rest of the Justice League show up: Superman, Aquaman, Hawkgirl, and Batman. And they like beat this guy back. He's like, okay, maybe I came here too quick. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. With like, you people, you can actually fight. Because like Hawkgirl's mace like reacts with him in a weird way. It's like magic, and it starts like, it's beautiful art, fantastic. Okay. And then the issue kind of ends with them trying to figure out where this guy came from. Batman and them are doing research. Turns out he's from Naomi's universe, and so. The issue, and so the issue ends with Black Adam like kind of confronting Naomi, and he's like, because I guess he realizes that something else is happening. There's even like some commentary between him and Superman where he's like, this is an invasion of some sort, and not Batman. Superman's like, what are you talking about? And he's just like, he's coming back. Like, he might have left right now, but like, he's coming back with more people. It's going to be a really big thing. So that
they're talking about that alien that they found from
Naomi's his name
universe,
is Brutus,
because it's giving Darkseid. That sounds like a Darkseid.
I think this is trying to move away from Darkseid. It's definitely Brutus from Naomi's universe, and he is like here trying to do whatever. They beat him back. Honestly, I picked the book up for the Justice League Dark backup story.
Oh, that's right. I forgot this book is good.
Yeah. So it's like I had to pick that, and that was like really, really good.
Oh, good. Okay, that makes sense.
So it's Ramvi. I can't think of the artist's name right now. Forgive me, but like it's Ramvi, and everybody knows like I'm kind of a Ramvi stan. Like at this point, like It's official. Like just his original Justice League Dark run, the Swamp Thing, the Future State stuff he did. It was good. I don't know. If he's not. If he's not, but he kind of like tells the story. Basically, Merlin's coming in doing some like crazy dark magic type of stuff, and there are these two cults. And I love a cult type situation, and so one cult believes that this angel is going to come and like give them the tools to fight for heaven, and this other one believes that this demon is going to come and give them the tools to fight for hell. Both of these things are true and happen, and so like the people who believed in the demon start going crazy, and they're fighting the people fighting for heaven, who have also gone crazy because they've like gazed upon this angel in his pure form, and it's like, wow. And the gift that they leave is Jason Blood. I don't know if you.
I don't know. I don't get down with magic like that. So
I realized that reveal probably didn't hit you the way that I wanted it to hit you.
It did not. No, it did not.
But Jason Blood, it's Etrigan.
Oh, right. Basically. Yes.
But like, Jason Blood died in the last volume.
Gone. The form of man, rise the demon Etrigan.
Yes, come on. There you go.
Yes. I know a little bit.
But so he died in the previous volume, and so now he's like back, and so it's like a rise. And then, like Zatanna and Jonathan. So I actually don't like Zatanna or John Constantine together. I don't like that relationship like at all. I wanted to like.
Is it? Why don't you like them together?
It's never anything. It's literally the exact same thing every single time. Like, like it's literally like Zatanna comes in, she doesn't. Yeah, it's like she's mad at him. She doesn't trust him. He's like trying to be a charming asshole. They're in love. They go about their way. They break up again and just do the same thing over and over. It's like, okay, we got it.
It's probably time to push that forward or just end it.
Exactly. That's where we're at right now. And so,
I've been there. We didn't all been there.
It's good. The Justice League story. I will give that a 3 out of 5. Again, like it's fine. The art pushes it. The art really carries it.
Okay.
That part of the story. It's like, okay. You know, Bendis's DC work just really hasn't been hitting me the way I wanted it to anyway.
Either.
But which has kind of been disappointing, but that's a story for another day. The Justice League Dark backup story though, I would give that a 3.5 out of 5. Only because it's so short.
Oh.
So it's like it's just a backup story, but it's like it's a very good backup story, but it's like, oh, there are some things that you kind of feel like I could get a little bit more of this, or I would like to have got a little bit more of that, but at the same time it's like you really can't.
Do you think a book like Justice League Dark should have stayed a solo book by itself, or do you think that the combination kind of like helps the book sell? I think.
I personally think it should have stayed its own book.
Okay.
Just because also, unless the stories are going to tie in some type of way, it feels very jarring.
Okay. I wonder if they probably will have a crossover or something at some point. But does it just like end and then you just start the Justice League story and then that's it?
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah. They probably could have stayed on its own thing then. Well, I will probably check it out eventually. I don't even really like the roster.
Not eventually. The roster's fine.
There's nobody there for me.
Yeah,
Canary is another character I've learned that I just like watching her fight.
Okay.
I really like watching her fight. I love watching her beat somebody's ass. I don't know how interested I am in her per se.
I'm interested. So I mean, I like Black Canary. I like Green Arrow from a distance. Aquaman is my favorite character. I like Hawk Girl. So I got a lot of there. I'm kind of interested to see like Naomi and how she fits into all of this.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be like a really interesting plot point. Just because
as the story goes on and like if that gets more explored, then I'll probably jump in.
Yeah. Again, like she's kind of been. Her history for me in DC is kind of shaky. I don't know too much about it. I read the miniseries. I still kind of don't really know what happened in it. But we'll see. I'm excited. And hey, let's do it. She's like showing her friends like her powers and stuff when Black Adam comes to like get her. So it's pretty exciting. She's like fun.
What can she do?
She was flying and she had some light.
Okay. Whatever. Anyway, up next is Catwoman number 29. I did not read this either.
So
art with this?
Who?
Joelle Jones?
No. So she's doing covers. The art was by Blanco. Oh, I gotta remember that artist's name because the art was really good. And there's this new villain that's in the book with this super sweet design. It's like, I love a hood. So first of all, it's got like this hood and there's like this honeycomb pattern on the face and the arms that lights up, and it's kind of like this military-esque stealth type of suit situation going on with the boot. It's hot. It's hot.
Like it's giving. Yeah.
Yeah, it was hot. Like it was really hot. I was like, okay, I'm feeling this. I think this is a book that I would kind of have to go back and catch up with. There were a lot of things happening in this issue that kept saying like, oh, reference Catwoman 22, or like this was the last issue, and it was like in one page. There were like 4 different editor's notes for that. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. What made you jump in with this one?
Ram V's writing.
Okay.
Yeah. Once I saw that he was writing, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a shot. So again, like it's a pretty interesting story. Like someone is trying to kill the Riddler, and Catwoman basically goes to save him. And then they also find out that whoever these people are, they have Poison Ivy like hooked up to some machine, and they're like trying to do something with her. So I was like, again, like these are all characters who I like enjoy: Poison Ivy, Riddler, and Catwoman. Catwoman, I don't know why. I think Catwoman's kind of like in the Black Canary situation for me. I like seeing her fight and like do her thing, but I don't really think Selena herself was that interesting. However, she was here, so
okay,
that was a plus.
Okay, maybe Ramsey might be you a little bit more,
Yeah. But again, I also think maybe it's just because of the character she was around. And one thing I've noticed, like Catwoman and Riddler kind of like pair off a lot. Like
they do. Yeah.
I'm into that. I'm into it. Because then I
always think of them as like a weird, not a couple or any kind of romantic relationship between them, but like a weird like friendship, like they kind of like kind of thing.
It's like the way she comes to save him. I'm like, oh, that's like really cute. And I like start thinking about it. I was like, they're together a lot. And I was like, this is like a kind of a cool thing. I was into that. So I would give this a 4 out of 5.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
I started this series when it came out of Rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever them damn DC relaunches are. I started Catwoman back then, and I could have swore it was Joelle Jones on the art. I think that's what made me like get into it, or at least she was on covers. Yeah. But I didn't stick with it because I wanted more from Selena.
Yeah, so
from rooftop to rooftop.
And that was my thing. Like I'm pretty sure like Joelle was writing and drawing it for a very long time. And like again, like Joelle Jones stan account, like she will always be up there for me. I support it. But like you said, like I said, Selena just wasn't interesting to me. Like beautiful book, great to see her like do her thing, but it just wasn't too much there. This one, like I said, maybe it's only happening because once again she is with Riddler and Poison Ivy's in it. These are all characters I like. So we'll see. I'm definitely going to stick around for this first arc though.
Okay, maybe I might have to jump back into Catwoman then and catch. There's so many books I gotta catch up on. Finally caught up on Daredevil though, because I was like, wait a minute, I'm liking this, and I will say, Daredevil stands. I get it.
You get it.
Daredevil's a really good book.
Welcome.
He's sad. And like things never seem to
work out. He's always sad. He actually has like the worst life of anyone in the Marvel universe. Like he is a miserable man. Like a miserable man.
I don't know how he keep pushing through because it's like he was just like in the last issue he was on the ceiling, just like on a rooftop, barely like able to catch his breath, and then up comes Elektra. It's like you can't win.
It's just like he's bad. It's just he's down bad all the time.
Well, okay. Well, speaking of people being down bad, up next is X-Force number 18. And by people being down bad, I mean the mutants on this island in X-Force.
They be going through it in that book.
There's some kind of like haunting creature on the island, and it's been going around and like telepathically and sometimes physically, I guess, harming people, and no one knows what's up. This issue was written by Benjamin Percy, and the art was Gary Brown. And I will say, I did not like the art. I will go ahead and admit that one. I did not really like the art.
I think I saw like some panels posted on Twitter of like Jean and Wolverine and Scott.
Yeah, poor Jean.
Yeah, that face was not given.
No, it was not. I've had an interesting journey with Jean, and probably people who've been listening to this have noticed my very interesting resolutions that I've had with Jean and how I feel about her, and how the things that happened in this book with her, I am not surprised she was doing.
Oh,
You know.
okay.
So you take that how you will. But the things that Jean was in this book doing and who she was doing them with, as opposed to doing them for herself, I was not surprised she was doing. Because sometimes people that's just who they are. And
That is true.
it is what it is. But they've been on this island and like there's been this like ghost ghoul thing harming people. Sage is like a drunk, I guess.
Oh,
And
okay.
she's been drinking a lot and talking about how like it's harming like the computer mind that she has. And on X-Force, Beast and Sage made like a deal with each other that if anything ever went crazy, they would just kill each other. Because like if any of them ever like became possessed or whatever, they would
Mhm.
just kill each other because it's better for you to be killed and just reborn than for someone to take your body and like get all the information or whatever out of you.
Okay.
So
I respect it.
that's like the little thing that they've got going on there. They've like talked about that. And I will say though, as much as I did not like the art, there were some telepathic scenes in here that I thought were pretty
Mhm.
cool. The
Okay.
mindscape stuff that he did with it was kind of interesting. And just the way that he drew telepathy in it
Mhm.
was good because Kid Omega is in this. And he's an Omega level telepath, so you expect him to have some skill with this stuff. And
Yeah.
his girlfriend, I forget which couple he's with, but they are using their telepathy together. And they go into Beast's mind because he's been like hurt, and they come to find out that this ghoul or this thing or whatever is like a psychic like apparition, I guess, of
Yeah.
Kid Omega. And it's been him that's been
Oh.
harming all these people on online or whatever. And Beast gets possessed, but then like Sage comes over and like cracks his neck and kills him because again they had that you
The pact.
earlier she talked about this pact, but you never really knew what it was until she like came over and just like killed him. And because while Beast is like struggling in this psychic coma basically and trying to come to, he's saying like kill me. But
Mm.
no one knows what he's saying, and it's being written like he's speaking in gibberish, and then she comes over and takes care of that. So um,
Okay.
later you find out like that the whole ghost thing was Kid Omega, and now that's gonna be like what's happening next. Like how does he fix that? So I'm assuming he's just that powerful where he can actually like make these telepathic things. So
Mhm.
uh, we'll see what's up. This issue for me, I don't know. It's clicking down a little. So I'm gonna go with like a 2.5 out of 5.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I did appreciate in it earlier that they by they I mean it was Kid Omega and the
Mhm.
Cuckoo. They were trying to be like, how do we kind of figure this out? And the Cuckoo said like we should go to Jean. Like Jean would be able to help us. That's the first person she brought up. And
Mhm.
she was like, she's an Omega level telepath, like we could get her to help. And Kid Omega was like, no, like we don't need Jean. I don't need to go to Jean. You don't need to go to Emma. Like we could be able to do this stuff on our own. And didn't she quit X Force? And Cuckoo was like, no, I think she quit Beast. She never quit X.
Okay, that's cute. Um, do you think that part of your low score for the is could be the art? Like, do you think if it had better art, you would have enjoyed the story a little bit more?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so because this whole Kid Omega arc right now kind of feels a little random only because um it's a little bit less as obviously he's like going to be facing himself and maybe the next issue will get a little bit more like introspective into this, but it
Yeah.
felt like with the last issue we got a bunch of stuff with him talking about like how he grew up, things we had never really learned about, that his like
Yeah.
powers manifested and that's how he killed his parents and stuff like that. And whereas I thought we were going to continue that kind of introspection stuff, but this was just like I don't know, it felt kind of fillery.
Okay. I,
I feel like the next issue where he's going to be taking on his probably darker self will be interesting and get a little bit more there. Um, I've learned I actually don't really like a lot of the telepathic characters. So this will be interesting to see like what's going to be going on next with him. But we'll see. X-Force, an interesting run for me so far. I can't tell if I really like it or if I just like the like mission stuff that they've been kind of going on. So I'm sticking with it for now.
Okay.
If we drop below a 2, I'm out.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of not dropping below a 2, up next is Captain Marvel number 27, and I am all the way in for this one.
This is the one where she gets magic, right?
Not yet. So this one is written by Kelly Thompson, and the art is David Lopez. And David Lopez was the artist who did the second run of Captain Marvel with Kelly Sue DeConnick. So he's like returning to the character, and so it's been really cool to see him come back. The art was fantastic on this book.
Yeah, he's got a really good style. I love his art.
And this issue for me was really great because you get a lot of how Carol's personality is in this. And one thing that I feel like people don't like accept anyway about Carol is you're not supposed to like her. You're not supposed to like always agree with everything that she does. That's kind of the point. I don't agree with all her choices. Yeah. and a lot of my favorite characters, at least like my top 5 favorite characters, I match their energy in some way. Like that's the thing that kind of draws me to them. I don't really match a lot of the shit that Carol does. So, or the choices that she makes, but the stories are still really interesting. And because she is very like headstrong, and her perseverance can be, in my opinion, inspirational at times. Annoying too, because she truly believes that like she is doing the right thing, even though and not really listening to other people tell her that this good thing you think you're doing isn't harming anybody. No, but it's still not the right thing to do, and you need to listen to people. But I think that still like makes for an interesting story, and you get that story but through the lens of her breakup. So the last issue we saw her and Rhodey break up because she was like, I can't do this. I met your future daughter. It would hurt me to feel like I was stopping her from becoming like into existence. And it probably also, I think deep down she realized that if he's gonna be with somebody else, I should just let him go be with somebody else. And this issue, she is not really taking it well, not really taking the breakup that well. She's all in her room, crying and been sitting there. Spider-Woman busts through the window, breaks through her window.
My girl.
And tell her like, you need to get up. And Carol's like, no, I don't want to get up. Like, I just want to sit here and mind my business. Like, leave me alone. And by the end of their whole conversation, Spider-Woman gets her to get out of her bed and go out on this mission. Now, the mission is just like a dumb mission. They're like fighting cats that like have acid spit, or like they shoot acid from their butts. It's like the mission don't even make sense. But the point of it was it got her out there. But
I was about to say, that actually sounds kind of fun and like cute for them to do.
And they were fighting wizards that were cats. And so it was cute for them to be doing all that. And she afterwards, Carol likes to punch stuff. And she's like, that did make me feel a little bit better. I appreciate it. But that you see like a week and a half go by, and every day she's been doing that. Like she's always on a mission. And again, she's like laying in her bed, and Spider-Woman bursts through her window again. And Carol's like, what the hell? I just got that fixed. And she's like, yeah, and out or whatever. But she bursts in her window into her place with this like really cute dress on and a shoe. And she's like, get up, we're gonna go out. And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, I do get up and go out. She's like, yeah, but ever since I got you out of the bed to start doing missions and stuff, that's all you do, and you're not having fun. So they end up having like a girls' night with her. Monica comes, Hazmat shows up, and L'Oreal, her
Hazmat making an appearance, because she was in the very first arc, wasn't she?
She has pretty much been in every issue.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's like Carol's like pseudo sidekick, not like any kind of official sidekick, but like in the
Yeah.
beginning of this run, I think that she met up with her because Carol was meeting with Tony, and Tony built Hazmat a better suit for her to like help contain
Okay.
radiation or whatever, and they like met there, and Carol liked Hazmat's attitude, like how she gave Carol shit. She's like, oh, I kind of like this girl.
Yeah, that
And
sounds about right. They
so
seem
they've
like
been,
they would get along.
yeah. So they've been getting along ever since then. But yeah, you get to see this whole kind of breakup thing. Carol is still not like handling it well, and she tells people like, "You gotta leave me alone. Like, let me grieve the way I want to like do this. Like, I'm gonna be okay." She goes out, and she feels like people are expecting her to start drinking again, and that was
Mm-hmm.
like really really interesting thing that goes through this because Carol is
A
like
former alcoholic.
alcoholic. And the very first thing that she asks Jessica is like, "Did you think that I was going to be in my place alone drinking? Is that why you came up to
Mm.
check on me?" And Jessica's like, "No, I didn't think that, but I do want to check on you." And of course, she goes to a bar and she's sitting there hanging out, and who shows up but Doctor Strange?
Okay.
They meet up at the bar and they like start chit chatting, and Doctor Strange is about to offer her like a drink, and he's like, "Oh, you want some?" And she was like, "Oh, you know I can't have this, right?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I forget that you like or whatever." And she was like, we don't really like talk that often."
I was
Like,
about to say, I was just like, that's amazing.
and I like the fact that like Kelly Thompson with the writing is like calling out that like they've been around each other, but like they don't ever interact with each other.
Yeah.
And they were like, she was like, "I guess you're right. We don't like actually hang out." So they get to talking and hanging out at this bar and whatever. He magics her alcoholic drink into like a spritzer or something for
Oh,
her.
come
And
on, magic.
she wakes up the next morning, and who was in her bed?
Oh, man. And then she's not even drunk, so she did it on her own.
Yes, she did. This was a conscious choice. Um, and there's a really cool moment of Carol being under her covers, and all it says is, "So mistakes were made." And you turn the page, and it's the two of them in their bed, but they're like, you know, um, maybe it was a mistake. And Doctor Strange is like, "A mistake 3 times," and
Oh,
Carol was like, "Yeah, a mistake 3 times. Well, maybe not." And they were like, "It's just temporary madness," and then they kiss each other again. So who knows
are
what's
you
happening
into
next?
that?
I think I am.
Okay.
I think I am, mostly because I wouldn't mind them having this like, we started off as like this, we just met
Yeah.
randomly one night. I was in a post breakup, you know, mood.
Yeah.
You were just there and we hadn't really talked or whatever, and we ended up hooking up. If they take it from there and like actually show them having
Growing.
growing and like growing into a relationship,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like I'd be here for it.
Okay. Because you were never really like here for Carol Rhodey, were you?
No, because Carol Rhodey, that they started out forced. They just woke up and like were a couple. In my opinion, you saw them do stuff where they would interact a little bit in the Captain Marvel book,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of at least see a little bit more of their relationship. But for the most part, the initial beginnings of it, like it just turned up that they were like a couple.
Together.
Yeah, yeah. Like randomly one issue they were spotted together, like kissing, and then that was it. Um,
Oh.
so with this one, at least, I wouldn't mind it. And I also think that the both of them are so arrogant
Mm-hmm.
that I think it works in a way, because I think that they are so arrogant where they would admire each other in a weird,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
They
which
like
makes
they would like to argue. I get it.
yeah, yeah.
That's
And
my
I think
toxic
I
trait
like
too.
I
I
was
get
gonna
it.
say, girl, I think you want to.
I get
uh,
it.
and I could see them having a very, magic versus what's real kind of
Hmm.
thing, like, oh, the magic stuff don't make no damn sense, like I always say. And him being like, no, it is, or whatever, throughout the
Hmm.
relationship. So I don't know.
Okay.
I could be here for it. We'll see.
Okay. We will
I give
see.
this issue a I give it like a 3.5, almost 4 out of 5.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
definitely. Yeah, definitely check it out, y'all. Or at least the next issue is the one with her on the cover with the
with the new suit and she has
everything. So I'm assuming probably what's going to go on, because she mentions it in this book that Ove, which was the big issue from the big villain from the last book, he like got away. So
that's
she's
right,
like,
because he escaped to like the present time,
the
right?
peasant. And she's like, I don't know how to find him. So I think she's probably gonna have to turn to magic for help, and who can help her now? But her new honey dip.
She got a little magic in her now.
Okay, got a little magic stick. So yeah, definitely check that out, y'all. All right, up next is S.W.O.R.D number 4. Now,
wait. So before we even get into S.W.O.R.D, can we talk about the Hellfire Gala?
oh yes,
The looks.
the looks.
The look.
The girls ate. Okay. Wow. So
What?
don't know. The X-Men, I guess. I don't know what else is going to be going on at the Hellfire Gala, but the X-Men are going to be debuting as their new team at the Hellfire Gala. And Emma Frost has sent out invitations. I don't know to all who, or like it seems maybe
it's supposed to be like everyone. So I remember I saw like solicitation and like all the nations are coming. They're inviting all the superheroes. So I think like the Avengers might be invited, which will be interesting because if they bring their
I was gonna say, was Homegirl coming?
If they bring their homegirl, like it might be some mess. And it's like all month is the Hellfire Gala, so it's like who knows what we might see.
If they bring their homegirl, I'm gonna be there like Exodus, just like why is she here?
It's like humans on what island?
Okay, humans on what island?
So they're supposed to become. So it's supposed to be a big thing. It's like how the Avengers used to have like those huge press conferences where they like unveil their new teams. That's all this is.
Yeah,
it's a stunt.
That's a great. Come on, stunt. In comparison, though, the Avengers definitely have done that a lot, like every time.
All the time, like all the time. That's all they do.
So this is gonna be great that the X-Men actually get to like have their own little thing, and of course, they just aren't doing like a press conference. It's a Met Gala.
Okay. And the mutant fashions, and so it's like me and you, we've talked so much about like artists and character design, like how important it is. And it's like we talked about Joelle Jones when she had her interview for Wonder Woman, and she's talked about how she looked at all these different fashion inspirations, and it's like I love seeing the artists who implement that into their work, because it's like you get stuff like these Hellfire Gala designs that are just like so fun and so big and so out there and so comic booky. And I know a lot of times with comic books we get into the conversations about costumes and practicality and stuff like this, but it's like this is a visual world. Make it as big and as crazy as you absolutely want to be. And that's one of the things I love about these looks. Like the Storm look, she's making her cape is a storm cloud with lightning. I don't know how that makes sense, but it's doing it. And it's
I don't know how it makes no damn sense, but I love it.
It's like, yes, like this is what I want. And it's like you saw it and so many people were like, oh, now I want this to be my character's like permanent costume. The Jean fans?
Jean needs it. Okay, let's just start there. Y'all need to start fighting for.
No, they've been fighting. Like it's loud. Ooh, wait, did you just hear you said Jean fans? Y'all need to start fighting.
I know. I figured you caught it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. This is a moment. Okay. I got a little emotional at that. Wow. I did. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But no, so it's like Hellfire Gala's coming. Love those designs. Who was your favorites?
Jean, I love that look for her. Honestly, like
it fits.
A major upgrade, and it fits, right? It fits like them shoulder pads.
Very.
All of it fits. I also really saw that when Russell Dodderman, who did like of all these designs, when he talked about like the inspiration for them, and with her, the back out thing was supposed to be like a nod to when she got captured in that black dress when she first got turned into the Phoenix. Thought that was really cool, and like obviously the shoulder pads thing is from her 90s costume, most of her costumes. So I liked what he was pulling from there. So I like Jean's look, Storm's look.
Of course.
I mean, wow.
Number one.
I mean, wow. And Monet.
She looks
Monet's
good.
look, I'm sorry. She ate that. I mean, wow. Like the hat that was like
The headdress, the penance headdress.
giving.
Yeah. With sheer pant and
Yes. I
the,
was
the
living.
girls came. The girls came. The girls came.
And who else is there I like? Those were my
I,
top three for
So I
sure.
like Rachel. So it's like shockingly enough, I loved Rachel's look like
Okay.
a lot. Like Rachel
Give
and Betsy, Captain
McQueen.
Betsy, of course. I love a McQueen reference, and that's what both of them were. And
Mhm.
you know, Rachel's it fit because I'm not a huge Rachel fan, but I've always enjoyed that red costume of hers. So like the spike embellishments, the braid leash for Amazing Baby.
Yes. Hey, come on. Yes. This is what I'm talking about fashion. Like I love when they were looking at like inspiration from fashion to like give them their looks. And it wasn't just like, I don't know, a repeat of something from the damn 90s.
it was like it mixed it, and it's like I love the way and even like with Captain Betsy's look, and you know it was such a callback to her original pink costume when she first joined the X-Men, like with the like
Yes.
tassels coming out the sleeves and the puffy, and you know I'm a puffy sleeve stan, so it's
Mhm.
like I'm here for that, and it's like
I
I
love the
love the like
puffy, like sleeve reference on like her boot. I thought that
the
was really cool.
boot, and then it was like you know you still got like a little bit of the Captain Britain armor, and again I've come to realize that color scheme can work for Betsy. It just needs to have far less red in it. That giant red cape of the original costume like
Yeah.
has to go.
Clashes.
Um, it clashes a lot. I love the face paint as a
Yes.
nod to her like Outback costume that she used to wear, and it's just like it's face paint, it's camp, and then like the hair going up for the Elizabethan era, and it's like her name is
Yes.
Elizabeth, and it's just like yes, like this is what
Yes.
I'm here for. Like she looked great. Storms, of course. There was another one that I really liked. Oh wait, what did you think of the Polaris suit on the X Factor cover?
L- I need it drawn by like more
Who?
artists, and
Uh
I want the same kind of treatment that the other girl had. Okay.
you need your like model sheet
I
page with
need
like
model
why
sheet page. Yeah, I need all of that. Okay. I want the full package because the thing about Polaris, and it's a part of her character, is like is she likes to show off her body. She's like also reserved at the same time, like that
yeah
polarity. Haha. But you know, she likes to show off her body.
yeah
And I wanted her to be in something like sheer, where she was basically naked. I wanted it to be
yeah
very reminiscent of that Rihanna when she wore that Swarovski crystals.
Ooh, oh
I wanted it to be like that, with titties out. Yeah.
tits flat tits
And
flat tits bother you.
it looks like that she's giving. Because this whole like thing was sheer. She gave you like the pull back hair.
hmm
I was living for it. I just needed drawn in like the
This
full
yeah.
Bruce Dotterman.
The only thing I didn't like about Captain Betsy's look is she got on the wedge. You
Yeah, a lot
know.
of girls giving a wedge. But you know, I think they gotta be able to fight a little bit, you know.
Okay.
You know. Betsy
All
K
right.
plays in a stiletto.
she got the what is he giving? But no, so I like those. I didn't really like I like the Colossus look.
Yes, me too. I also I really liked his. I really liked I don't know. I liked Cyclops' look. I saw people didn't really like it. I liked it.
Oh, okay.
I did. I did.
The visor was nice.
It was cool. I like the
Yeah.
like very like militaristic kind of nod that they kind of gave him. He looks like a commander in chief kind of thing. I
You know, I
liked it.
made the comment that I was like, you know, he looks stiff, and someone was like, "Well, he is stiff," and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
Yes.
There you go.
It fit him like
Yeah.
it, and I thought the visor was cool like because it still fit the Cyclops like
Mm,
motif without it being corny. Because I feel like a really big visor or whatever would look kind of bad. It was
yeah.
still like very fashion forward. I liked it.
Yeah. The Hellfire Gala is coming in June. I'm
It
excited to see more and more looks as they continue to debut. Hopefully, like I think they did like the first 2 days of this previous week, and then like the third day was like a cover. and Dowderman's saying he's doing like a red carpet type of situation for it. So he's drawing like the main 9 that he do. The Divine 9 is what I've been calling them. The A-listers in the franchise, headliners. It's who those were. So
let me try it.
I'm just saying, everyone wasn't in that EW article. They don't all have that
I need the Magneto look.
And he's been hidden. Yeah, like he wasn't even on any of the covers or anything.
And his look like it's gonna give, but I didn't see my boy. Yeah. Where's the Magneto?
There's something big going with that one.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what's going on here. But yeah, excited for it. Right. Can't wait for it. So let's get into S.W.O.R.D.
Yes.
Did you read this?
Of course. It's Ewing. What?
So this was written by Al Ewing with art by Valerio Schiti, and again, Valerio is like
everything.
He might be top 5 for me.
Everything. And and I think I've said this before, but I first came in contact with his art. He was on Journey into Mystery when Sif was taking over the book. And like I fell in love with his art then and there. I was like, yes, like you are it. So to watch the trajectory his career is going on and how he's just like evolved, and it's just like he's so good. And then the colors just this book. This is
this Marte Castillo on colors? Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. I just checked, and of course it is. He is like leading the pack when it comes to the colors. Like it's all him. This issue was really, really great. You get a lot of manifold action in this. Somehow, I thought we were done.
I'm not.
I thought we were out of King in Black.
I don't even want to reference it.
Like, but of course this is still going on. Anyway, they're dealing with all of that, and you basically just get like some really cool stuff with Manifold in this issue. Yeah. There's been conflict between the way Agent Brand wants to go about things versus the way Krakoa wants to go about things. Brand looks at everyone as like they're just humans and
Earthers. She's
yeah, she's like y'all just Earthers. The main thing for her would be to preserve Earthers, not mutants. So she was like, I can get the 5 out, so then we can maybe get y'all to some place and you can like start some rebuilding people over again or whatever. And Krakoa and mainly Hope is basically like reading her.
Like dragging her down. This was the first time I've liked Hope in quite a long time also. I might say that. That's that E-Wing magic. That's that E-Wing magic right there, let me tell you.
E-Wing, Hope definitely was a lot better in this than she's ever really been. But I don't know if I ever really like her like that.
I mean, I'm not. Oh, we're not liking her like that. I liked her in this issue.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because the conversation that she has with Brand is fantastic, where she's just like, no, girl, that's not how we're doing this. We basically literally just started Krakoa.
Okay, like, and you already trying to get rid of because what Brand was like, she took like half of the samples.
Yeah. It was just like, oh, this will do. And then she was like, oh, but you still need like a telepath to get this done. She's like, well, I got Mentallo. and
I was like, that's not gonna work.
Hope was like, Mentallo.
You know who she should have got? She should have got Birdie.
Who?
Don't do that. Birdie, the telepath, she used to hang around with Sabretooth in the 90s. She used to help quell his bloodlust. Ponytail, shoulder pads, giving. I'll send you some pictures. Don't worry.
What the fuck is that?
I'll send you some pictures. Don't worry.
Okay. They must have been somewhere because I have, or in the background. I don't know. I have to see who this is. Like, who the fuck is a Birdie? Anyway, she's like, we could have got Mentallo. I got him to do the psychic stuff. And Hope is like, what? You could have. That's who you got?
Like, out of everybody.
Also, do you think there's something going on with WizKid? Because, so they talked about in this issue, like, like abilities and powers and all that kind of stuff. And the way that he was getting around didn't seem right. Like, he just like appeared out of nowhere and he like teleported in. They were like, oh, why didn't you just take a Krakoan gate to get to where they were? And it's like, oh, well, like this would have been easier. But I thought like Krakoa was compromised. He was like, oh, like I thought the Krakoan tech was compromised by a symbiote, so I just like teleported in from S.W.O.R.D. But I was like,
I think I just took his word for it. Maybe I'm too trusting.
Yeah, I gave it a side eye because I was like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that one. Just because I don't know, they just really made it a point to say like, why didn't you just take this gate? And he just like got there.
And he's like, okay.
And he's so powerful, with like he could literally control all technology. He came in there and like turned that thing into like a big like mecha. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. That art was insane. Mentalo sitting there still being like, what the hell? What point do I serve then?
None.
And I thought it was really cool the way that there's been a lot of talk about like the Omega level list and all that kind of stuff, and like if it should be expanded or something. And that I love that Ewing he told you point blank, Manifold is not an Omega level. It's not. He's very powerful. That does not mean that you're not powerful, because he literally like teleported in a piece of the sun and like
space. Like it was
like Rasengan this symbiote thing with a piece of the sun. And you had the symbiote basically taunting him, telling him, how does it feel not being an Omega level, that there's somebody out there better than you? And then he literally kills him with this sunburst thing and was like, you're right, I'm not an Omega level. So that should tell you.
Let's let you know. Don't come around here. Don't come around here.
So there is somebody out there stronger than I am. And I just did this to you, so don't come back to Krakoa. Okay. So I appreciate that. Manifold has been getting some pretty great development in this, more than I think he's probably ever really. Yeah, I really liked this issue a lot. I loved when Frenzy kind of broke out of her symbiote cocoon, broke free, and when after she broke
up, can you turn that up
all the way?
Like Frenzy Nation, we won.
We are here.
We won.
We are here. I still really want her. My goal for her was always for her to gain flight, because I've always wanted her to be the flying bruiser that people want Rogue to be. I've always wanted her to be the one to like come through and like fly.
I can see that. I don't know if I see flight for her, but I do appreciate her being like the bruiser of the team. I think I remember when they had the all women X-Men run before Monet was coming in, that it was originally supposed to be Frenzy.
Oh damn, that would have been great.
Yeah, he wanted to use Frenzy at first, but then I guess whatever, X Factor got canceled or something, or Monet just wasn't in the book anymore. And so Brian was like, oh, Monet's free, I'm going to take her instead. Like, if you actually go back, the solicits, I think even in the Marvel Unlimited, when you go read it, it still says Frenzy joins the team.
Oh, damn. Now, see. Now, why do you do my girl like that? Yeah. Damn. Well, she had some great stuff in this book. I love when she broke free and she talked about how like no one can really hurt her, and she's always felt like that because no one can. And when the mutants were dead and they were talking about resurrecting the ones that did actually end up dying from the symbiote, one of them being Fabian Cortez, Magneto coming through and holding his skull and telling him that make sure when y'all resurrect him first, he comes to see me. Magneto.
I do love Magneto, and I love Cortez too. And I've said this before. I wanted Cortez to be like up there. I was like, we should have made Cortez a captain or something from the jump, because it's like I've been waiting to see kind of like that relationship play into Krakoa, because again, like we already know Cortez is going to betray Magneto. Like everyone's literally said it. Like Charles even sent him a letter like, hey, this ain't a good idea. Like we just gotta understand what we're doing here. It's like So I'm really excited to see how that plays out and like what's going on with that, and how he kind of like works his way up in the system, because that's his goal.
Mm-hmm. He's definitely not like remorseful or sorry
No,
in any of that. So
he's annoyed that it didn't work.
exactly. Um, I would give this issue a 4 out of 5,
Oh,
easily.
absolutely, absolutely. Maybe a 4.5 actually. Those art and colors just really kind of like did it for me.
Really
Like
do.
the manifold scene of him versus symbiote Cable, bomb.
Yes, it really like that whole like sun thing was really cool. I had never really thought about his powers working like that. That
Yeah,
he could
like
teleport in something like that's
that's that E-wing magic.
Ewing. Yeah, yeah. That was
Excellence.
Ewing needs to scoop up Wonder Man or something.
I think that would actually be really nice. And he loves Blue Marvel, so it's like just imagine what he
Saying.
could do with Wonder Man.
Yeah. I've had that idea before about those like that 5 energy character thing. Ewing
Mm,
would have been good.
he would have been.
We'll talk about that one. All right. Let's take a break and then we will come back for some discussions on some rewatches.
Ooh.